Good morning, my dear children. Welcome to Gems English class. Today we are going to learn yet again a very beautiful story about a tree. The unhappy tree. The unhappy tree. Now you have seen so many trees around you. You must have seen the mango trees, the jackfruit trees, the fig trees, then different kinds, fruit-giving trees, and the flower-bearing trees. So many. And today the story is based on the tree, fig tree, and the fig tree you must have seen. Some of you must have seen, and for those who have not seen, the leaves of this tree are like small needles. Small कांटे का जैसा छोटा है. And during the Christmas time, we decorate this tree with lights and beautiful toys and so on. Okay, so that is the fig tree. The unhappy tree, that is the fig tree, it was living in the midst of so many other trees. That is wood. We will call small forest. As small forest, this tree was surviving among other big trees. It was small. So, during the autumn season, the summer season, the winter season, all the other big trees, they covered this small fig tree with their leaves. जब मानसून टाइम होता था, ऑटम होता था, विंटर होता था, तो उस समय बाकी बड़े-बड़े पेड़ क्या करते थे? एक छोटा सा फिग ट्री को कवर करके प्रोटेक्ट करते थे, ये मौसम से प्रोटेक्ट करते. So the tree was very happy. Slowly it started growing, and soon the spring came. When the spring came, the fig tree looked around to see all the other trees slowly started getting fresh leaves. जब बसंत काल हुआ, तब बाकी सब trees का branches में छोटा पत्ते, हरे पत्ते, लाल, पीले, लाल, ये अलग किस्म का पत्ते आने लगे. And the fig tree looked around herself and she told, "Hey, look at me. Everybody is having their leaves, and only me, I am having these needle-like leaves. So आपके पास अच्छा पत्ता है और मेरा बॉडी में अच्छा पत्ता नहीं आया है. ये काटा जैसा पत्ता है." And she was very sad, very unhappy. The tree looked around, and all the other trees told her, "Don't worry, fig tree, you don't worry, because you are beautiful as the way you look." बाकी सब पेड़ बोले, तुम चिंता मत करो, तुम जैसे हैं वैसे बहुत खूबसूरत हो. But the unhappy tree, the fig tree, was not at all happy. So that evening, she was thinking about the way she looked and the way the other trees looked. So she thought to herself that night before going to sleep, "God, I wish I could have beautiful green leaves on my body." Okay, what did she pray? उस शाम को जब सोने के लिए जा रही थी, वो क्या प्रेयर किया? She prayed to God. उन्होंने बोला, "God, मुझे खूबसूरत दिखना है बाकी सबके जैसे. तो मेरा शरीर में खूबसूरत हरे पत्ते चाहिए." Okay? And she went to sleep very unhappy. बहुत नाखुश थी. She went to sleep. And then morning she got up. And when she got up, all the other trees, they are looking at her. Everybody was, "What happened? to herself, I am also beautiful like others. मैं भी बहुत खूबसूरत हूँ. मेरा बॉडी में क्या है? खूबसूरत हरे हरे पत्ते हैं. And she looked, her branches looked very tall and she was very proud. She stood there. Then, after some time, she saw one big goat. Goat, bakri. And the goat came and he stood close to this fig tree because the fig tree was small. And then the goat looked and saw the fresh green leaves on the fig. गोट ने क्या देखा? अच्छा ताजा पत्ते. किसके ऊपर? फिग ट्री के ऊपर. And the goat was very happy. She started eating the fresh leaves. And the fig, it's so painful to take. She thought to herself, मेरा पत्ते सब गोट खा रहे हैं. See, everything the goat was eating. And the fig was very unhappy. Slowly what happened? The whole green leaves were eaten by the goat. और ये पेड़ फिर भी ना कोई पता नहीं एकदम सूखा हो गया. कोई पता नहीं. And she looked around again, very unhappy. And that day she was very upset. Again in the evening, so much of unhappiness. And again she prayed to God. God, see the green leaves the goat ate. But I wish I could get the leaves made of glass. God, मुझे कैसा वाला पत्ता दे दो? ग्लास से बना पत्ता, कांच का पत्ता, ताकि कोई गोट मुझे खा ना पाए. And she knew this wish will not be fulfilled. उसे मालूम था ये wish साकार नहीं होगा. So she went to sleep. And morning she heard tinkling sound. When the glasses, when they touch together, what kind of sound you get? So the tinkling of the sound. Bangles, when the glass bangles, when you put on your heads and look like this, you will get a kind of sound, tingling sound. And she looked around and she saw, hey, my whole body is covered with what? The glass leaves, and they were shining brightly when the sun reflected. And she was happy, and she shook her branches and the leaves were shaking, the glass leaves. और बाकी सब पत्ते पेड़ देखे उनको, and they thought to herself, what is happening? And then soon there was a change of weather. अभी अचानक मौसम बदल गया. And so much of storm came. आंधी तूफान जोर से आया. And can you imagine what happened to these glass leaves? When the storm came, the branches started shaking and like this. And the glass leaves, what will happen to them? They started hitting to each other. Tick, tick, tick. And everything fell on the ground. Now when the storm was over, she looked around. No more leaves again. She was again bare. अभी आंधी तूफान खत्म, उनके ग्लास का पत्ते भी खत्म हो गए. Now what to do? Again she was unhappy. That evening before going to bed, she said to herself and prayed to God. God, you gave me green leaves. आपने मुझे green पत्ते दिए. Goats खाया. Then I prayed for glass leaves and you gave me glass leaves. But the storm came, all my glass leaves were broken. But I wish I have golden leaves so that no storms, no goats can destroy it. Okay? पेड़ ने क्या बोला, मुझे हरा पत्ता भी नहीं चाहिए, ग्लास का पत्ता भी नहीं चाहिए, मुझे क्या चाहिए, सोने के पत्ते दे दो हे परमेश्वर। And she knew the wish will not be fulfilled. उसे मालूम था उसका विश कभी पूरा नहीं होगा। And she went very unhappy to sleep. Then morning, when she got up with a great noise around her. You know, चारों ओर बहुत आवाज आ रहे थे. And then she looked. Everybody was, oh, what brightness! And so much light is coming out from this fig tree. And fig tree looked everywhere. It was looking yellowish, and she had golden leaves. पूरा branches में क्या था? Golden leaves. लेकिन चारों ओर जो बड़े-बड़े पेड़ थे, वो बेचारी fig tree को ऐसे देखे खड़े हैं. What is happening? They don't know what was happening. And now the fig tree was so happy. Everybody was looking at her. She was the center of attraction, and she stood there, head high, and she was bright, golden leaves. Her whole body was golden, and she was standing there proud. Time passed by, and just before evening, she saw a man coming, and he was coming for collecting some things from the forest, forest tools. तो जब ये आदमी आया, बहुत बड़ा एक बोरा था उनके पास, एक बैग था. He brought the bag. He was walking around the city. Okay, he was looking around, and then slowly he saw this fig tree covered with all golden leaves, and he thought, God, thank you so much for giving me golden leaves. Now I will pluck all these leaves and put it in my bag. I will take it home, I will sell it in the market, and I am going to be very, very rich. जब ये आदमी ने इधर उधर देखते क्या रहा था, अचानक पेड़ को देखा. पेड़ में क्या है? बहुत सारे गोल्डन पत्ते, सोने के पत्ते. ये मन में सोचा, परमेश्वर को धन्यवाद दिया, थैंक यू गॉड, आपने मुझे ये सोने के पत्ते दिए. मैं इसको तोड़ के जाऊंगा और मैं इसको बिक्री करूंगा और मुझे ढेर सारा पैसा मिलेगा. मैं बहुत अमीर हो जाएगा. He climbed on the tree. He plucked each leaf. Pluck माने तोड़ना. See, he plucked all the leaves, put it in his sack, carried it home. What do you think about the fig tree? The fig tree was again there. कुछ नहीं उसका शरीर में. She started crying loudly. मेरे पत्ते, my golden leaves gone, my glass leaves gone, my green leaves also gone. God, again I am barren, bare. And that night she slept. Before going to sleep, she prayed to God. God, I don't want golden leaves. I don't want glass leaves. I don't want even green or yellow or red leaves. But you give me the old needle leaves. I will be happy. She went to sleep. Morning she got up. She looked around. All the other trees, they were looking at her. They looked happy. And then when the fig tree saw her old look back again, she was so happy. She shouted with joy, oh, my old self is back. Now, all the other trees, they clapped. Yes, you look so beautiful the way you are. Children, the tree was very happy. Now, what we do? The branch of the tree, the fig tree, is cut. We keep in the corners of the house. We put lights and we say it is the Christmas tree. The houses are decorated. Children, the moral we should learn here. We don't have to put ourselves so much in front of others that we are not. हम किसी के सामने जो भी हमारे पास नहीं है उसको दिखाने की जरूरत नहीं है. Let's present ourselves the way we are, the way we look. We don't have to put so much lipstick. We don't have to put, big eyebrows with a black kajal and then so much of makeups. We don't have to. Why? Because God had made us the way we are. परमेश्वर ने हमें कैसे बनाया? I look the way I am. Unique, special. मेरे आंख के जैसा किसी और का नहीं है. मेरा पाँव के देखो, my palm. This is my palm, and nobody has the same as mine. That's why we put our thumb, our eyes are scanned. Okay, so we all are special. Let's remember, not like the unhappy tree who was trying to be somebody and finally came back to its senses. Same way, let us not try to be somebody. Let us be what we are. Let us look ourselves the way we are. May God bless you. Thank you.